Everyone thought they knew how this story would go. Another year, another tease, another vague promise of something coming soon. But this time it actually happened. After nearly a decade of waiting, silence, side projects, and endless speculation, Bruno Mars just flipped the switch. Not with a small comeback, not with a quiet announcement, but with a massive global move that instantly sent fans into panic mode. Stadiums, a brand new era, and a tour name that already feels like a warning sign, the Romantic Tour. And once you start digging into what's really behind it, things get way more interesting than just another concert run. For years, people have asked the same question: where did Bruno Mars go? Not literally, he never vanished, but the version of him that once dominated charts, award shows, and sold out arenas everywhere seemed to slow down. No massive solo tour, no traditional album rollout, just hints, rumors, and occasional appearances that kept fans guessing. And now, out of nowhere, he's back with one of the biggest touring announcements of the decade. But the timing? That's where things start to feel deliberate. The truth is, Bruno never really left, he just moved differently. Instead of chasing non-stop releases, he shifted into residencies, collaborations, and tightly controlled performances. Las Vegas became his second home. Night after night, packed rooms, limited access, premium tickets. It wasn't about volume anymore, it was about exclusivity. And that shift changed how people saw him. Some fans loved the mystery, others started wondering if the global pop domination era was quietly over. But behind the scenes, that low-profile strategy was doing something else entirely. It was building demand. And demand is exactly what this tour feeds on, because the Romantic Tour isn't just a run of shows, it's a full reset. Stadiums across multiple continents, North America, Europe, the UK. Cities that haven't seen him headline in years suddenly back on the map. This isn't nostalgia, this is positioning, and it raises a big question: why now? Part of the answer sits with his upcoming album, The Romantic. Even the title feels intentional. It signals a shift away from flashy gimmicks and into something more personal, more classic, and more controlled. People close to the industry say this project has been in motion for years, refined slowly instead of rushed. No leaks, no chaotic rollouts, just patience. And in a music world built on speed, that patience stands out. Fans online have already started dissecting what romantic actually means in this context. Some think it's a return to old-school soul influences. Others believe it's a response to where pop music has gone: faster, louder, shorter. There's been quiet buzz that this album leans into storytelling more than trends. Nothing officially confirmed, of course, but the fact that people are even debating it shows how tightly controlled this moment is. And the tour announcement didn't answer questions, it created more. Because when artists announce stadium tours, it's usually after they've already tested the waters. Smaller venues, limited runs, warm-ups. Bruno skipped all that. He went straight to the biggest stages possible. That's confidence, or pressure, or both. And that decision alone tells you this era isn't experimental, it's meant to be definitive. What really caught people off guard wasn't just the scale, but how fast everything moved. One moment, fans were scrolling casually. The next, timelines were flooded with dates, cities, and pre-sale panic. London, Paris, Berlin, Toronto, Houston, Chicago, Philly, Miami. The list kept growing. And suddenly, the idea of missing out felt very real. Especially for fans who've been waiting since the 24K Magic days to see him live on this scale again. But there's another layer here that hasn't gone unnoticed: the supporting acts. Anderson .Paak stepping in as DJ Pee-wee for every date isn't random. That's chemistry, that's history. Their Silk Sonic era proved they work best when they blur lines between genres and generations. Adding artists like Victoria Monet, Ray, and Leon Thomas at select shows only deepens that message. This tour isn't just about Bruno standing alone, it's about curating a vibe, a sound, a feeling that lasts all night. And if you've followed Bruno long enough, you know he's obsessive about live performance. He doesn't just sing songs, he builds moments. Tight choreography, live instrumentation, no shortcuts, no backing tracks doing the heavy lifting. That reputation is part of why ticket demand is already spiraling. People don't just go to his shows, they talk about them for years. Still, not everyone is convinced this is just about music. Some fans think this tour is also about reclaiming space. Over the last few years, the pop landscape shifted hard. New stars, new platforms, shorter attention spans. And while Bruno stayed respected, he wasn't dominating headlines the way he once did. The romantic tour feels like a reminder, a statement, a way of saying, I never left, I just let you miss me. There's also been quiet speculation about how personal this era might be. Bruno has always kept his private life locked down. No messy public drama, no constant social media oversharing. But that silence has fueled curiosity. People wonder what experiences shaped this album, what moments pushed him toward this theme. Again, nothing confirmed, just whispers, and that mystery works in his favor. It keeps people watching, listening, and waiting. Ticket access has become its own storyline. Pre-sales, registration deadlines, verified fan systems, prices fluctuating in real time. It's chaotic, but it's also intentional. Scarcity drives urgency, and urgency drives clicks, searches, and endless conversations. Even people who weren't planning to go suddenly feel like they should, because missing this feels different than missing a regular tour. And then there's the timing. Early 2026. New Year energy, award season buzz still fresh, the album dropping just weeks before the tour kicks off. That alignment isn't accidental, it's designed to keep momentum rolling non-stop. Album discussions bleed into tour clips fuel streaming spikes feed headlines. It's a loop, and Bruno's team knows exactly how to run it. What's interesting is how this rollout contrasts with how artists usually chase relevance now. There's no oversharing, no constant teaser drops, just one major announcement that forces everyone to pay attention at once. In a way, it feels old school, and that might be the most romantic thing about it. As the tour dates spread across months, fans are already speculating about set lists. Will he lean into classics? Will deep cuts finally get their moment? Will the new album dominate the show? There's been talk online about surprise covers, unexpected arrangements, and even potential guest appearances in certain cities. Again, nothing official, but speculation is half the fun, and Bruno's silence only fuels it. One thing is clear, this tour isn't built for casual attention. It's built for commitment, for fans willing to travel, to plan months ahead, to fight queues and refresh screens. And that level of dedication doesn't come from hype alone, it comes from trust. Trust that the experience will be worth it. And if history is any indication, it probably will be. Bruno Mars has built a career on delivering live performances that feel personal even in massive spaces. That's not easy. Stadiums can swallow artists whole, but he's one of the few who knows how to shrink the room without shrinking the sound. As 2026 approaches, the conversation around the romantic tour is only going to get louder. Clips will surface, opinions will clash, expectations will rise. And that pressure, it's exactly where Bruno seems most comfortable, because when the lights hit and the band kicks in, speculation disappears. Only performance matters. So maybe this tour isn't just a comeback. Maybe it's a checkpoint. A moment where Bruno Mars reminds everyone why his absence felt so noticeable in the first place. Not because he was gone, but because no one quite does it the way he does. And as fans race to secure tickets and theories continue to fly, one thing feels certain. This era isn't about chasing the spotlight, it's about controlling it. And once the romantic tour officially begins, the conversation won't be about whether Bruno Mars is still at the top, it'll be about how he managed to make the wait feel worth it. If you don't want to miss stories like this, where music, mystery, and moments collide, make sure you're subscribed to Inside Hollywood, because when the curtain lifts, we're already watching what happens next.